So guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. So guys, there's some big news breaking. There's some big news breaking from Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn says that Conor Benn could fight Manny Pacquiao next. Now this is a bit crazy, a bit strange. Firstly, I would want to talk a little bit about Conor Benn's legals. Conor Benn's situation about what's going on. There's not been any transparency, and we don't know what's going on there. Clearly, there's been an issue with his drug test, which was, I don't know what the issue. I don't know what the issue is that they're not coming out and telling the public in transparently, because a lot of the public view Conor Benn as guilty, and surely it's not good for his public, his PR. I mean, it's not good for his image that a guy is potentially not being cleared up. Now, I don't know what's going on. They're not being very transparent. There's rumors. There's the British Boxing Board of Control have come out and said, you know what, they're not Conor Benn's team are not they're not on the same page. They're basically being difficult. That's what Robert Smith from the Boxing Board of Control. So it's a bit Conor Benn's situation's all up in the air at the minute. I mean, it seems all weird. Why it's taking so long. What's going on? It's just a very strange and a bizarre situation which needs to be cleared for Conor Benn's career. We need to know whether if he's going to get a ban, then then he can get on with his career. They can get banned and then he can come back. Or if he's not going to get banned, then come out with a statement. Whoever needs to come out with a statement, so the fans at the minute view him as guilty. And even if he does get cleared, a lot of the fans are going to view him as guilty. But that is probably going to be a stain with him for the rest of his life. I don't think it's ever going to be, the fans are ever going to, I think they're always going to bring that up. But as long as you're legally cleared and you're able to fight, that's the main thing. And I think for Conor Benn, I think he's probably at a stage where he wants to get on with his career. In terms of the Manny Pacquiao fight, I don't like that fight in the sense that I was the biggest Manny Pacquiao fan. Manny Pacquiao was somebody that I looked up to when I started boxing. He was the first guy at world level. Obviously, you guys know about Amir Khan, but Manny Pacquiao was the first one at world level that I really took to and started watching very closely. And he was obviously fighting at a very elite level in 2009, 2008. 2006, 5, 7, he was fighting at a very high level. After the Oscar De La Hoya fight, I became a massive fan, and Manny Pacquiao ever since has been somebody that I followed ever since. And Manny Pacquiao, obviously, he shocked me in 2019 when he beat Keith Thurman. A lot of people were expecting Manny to get beat then, but Manny, being the great fighter he is, was able to go to the World one last time and beat Keith Thurman. Then he obviously fought a couple years later where he was supposed to fight Errol Spence, but Errol Spence unfortunately picked up an injury, and then Ugas came in and Ugas ended up beating Manny Pacquiao. And Manny Pacquiao looked a shell of himself. He looked old. He didn't look great. But now we're a couple years on from that, and it's fair to say that Manny Pacquiao is not going to be looking any better at nearly 44, 45, whatever he is, years of age. He's obviously not going to look any better. He's not getting any younger. And a fight with Conor Benn, for me, would just be a name on Conor Benn's record. And I don't know why Manny would be interested in that personally. Why would Manny be interested in a fight with Conor Benn? I don't quite understand it. Is it just Eddie Hearn clout chasing? He seems to be just putting a lot of rubbish out there lately. Is it him clout chasing? Have they actually spoke to Manny's team? I don't personally think Manny. Why would Manny be interested in Conor Benn? If Manny's going to come back, surely he's going to come back for a big name, or surely he's going to come back from somebody that he can make money with. Why is he going to come back for Conor Benn? I mean, what Conor Benn's a domestic level fighter. He's not even world level. He's never done anything, I mean, at the minute in boxing where he deserves a Manny Pacquiao fight. I don't see why Manny would be of any interest to Benn. Benn's a nobody in the sport at this point. I mean, his reputation at the minute is not in a great place. And I mean, if Manny's going to come back, surely he's going to come back for a much bigger fight, some fight that's meaningful, because Manny's always been about legacy. I mean, how does him fighting Conor Benn, even if he beats Conor Benn, how does that do anything for him? I don't think it does. I mean, Conor Benn's nowhere for me. So yeah, I don't really like that fight. I think Conor Benn, it's a case where Conor Benn's got everything to gain. He gets a ring legend. He gets to fight a ring legend in a big event. big money fight, and he gets a faded ring legend. I think most even British fans, a lot of them will probably be behind Manny Pacquiao just because of what's happened lately. I think Manny Pacquiao will probably have a lot of fans here that will be egging him on and hoping he wins. But yeah, I think I personally don't like that fight. I think Manny at this age could get hurt. He's old. He's not naturally the biggest welterweight anyway. And now with obviously his skills and his attributes diminishing, he becomes a lot more vulnerable. And fighting guys that are much bigger than him. 45 is too old. It's too old to be fighting really. And for me, I don't like that fight at all. But knowing Conor Benn, he seems to. The thing is with Conor Benn, he's at a stage in his career where they're looking for fights like that, because if you put him in there with Crawford, Spence, now Eddie was talking about him fighting Crawford, fighting Spence, you know he's going to get beat in those fights. So I don't really understand. Now Eubank, obviously, that was a fight where many people thought he'd lose, but Eubank looked so vulnerable, and that fight could only happen at 160. But Eubank looks like his punch resistance has gone at 160, so that's probably a good fight for Conor Benn. But yeah, I just don't see what Manny would have to gain fighting someone like Conor Benn. I don't think it's a good fight for Manny. I don't think it's a fight that he should really entertain, because Manny's old. Manny's past his best. He's not the fighter that he was. We know that. We saw that against Ugas. Obviously, Ugas is a better fighter than Conor Benn. I think Conor Benn should be looking to fight people like Dennis Ugas. But you see, what Conor Benn is doing. Conor Benn is looking for fights where they're big fights, like he was looking for Amir Khan, big names that are faded, that he can put them on their record and make money and have big events. That's you're fooling the public a lot. You can fool the casuals. You can't fool proper boxing fans, because we know that you're fighting guys that are way past their prime, and we know that these are guys that would have beaten you in their prime. So Manny Pacquiao would have destroyed Conor Benn. Amir Khan would have beaten Conor Benn. Kell Brook would have beaten Conor Benn in his prime. I mean, all these names are names that would have beaten Conor Benn in his prime, in their primes. But now they're faded and past their best. Conor Benn will probably knock him out. And this is what I'm trying to say, that Manny Pacquiao still don't know, because Manny still, even against you guys, he still performed at a high level. So Manny Pacquiao could be an interesting fight. But the point is that Manny's old. He's past his best. He's not the fighter he was. So why would we want to see a potential Manny Pacquiao fight when he could get beat by somebody that, I never like that. I never like a fight where I know that guy would have beaten him in his prime, but he now would probably get beat because of age. I just don't like that. That doesn't really sit well with me. And that's why I don't really like the Manny Pacquiao and Conor Benn fight, because I think Manny Pacquiao has everything to lose, really. I mean, what if Manny Pacquiao beats Conor Benn? What does he gain from that? I mean, I think it's a nothing fight. I don't know why Manny would entertain that. If he's going to come back and fight Crawford or fight Spence, I can understand that. Or fight a Khan, for example, because that would be a big money fight, and Manny Pacquiao would I think he would beat Khan even at this stage of his life. I mean, 45, I still think Khan's so past it. I think he could beat him. But I think that would make more sense, because it's a bigger money fight. It's a big money fight in the sense that people would probably tune in to watch it, even if they do it as an exhibition. They could make some good money. But Conor Benn's a young guy. What does he gain from fighting Manny Pacquiao, a guy that's not really in the rankings anymore, a guy that doesn't fight the guy that effectively retired? I mean, what do you gain from that? I mean, I don't quite understand it. I just feel like it's ridiculous. I don't really understand that at all. But that's what these guys are doing nowadays. They're just looking for big fights against faded guys where they can make a lot of money. I mean, it's just bizarre. It's honestly, it's crazy, man. That would be, for me, that would be a silly fight to propose and make. Why would you want to fight an old man? If you're ambitious young guy, surely he'd want to fight Ugas. Surely he'd want to fight Staniona. Surely he'd want to fight Jaron. I mean, why? Why you want to fight Manny Pacquiao? He's old. He's way past his best. He's not in the rankings anymore. He doesn't really, these guys, I don't understand it. It's all a gimmick now. It's all about making money. It's all about filling your pockets, which I understand. It's about prize fighting. But don't you want to create a legacy? Don't you want to be a champion? I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. It's like, thing is with Ben, they're not looking to put him in there with a Ortiz, with a Ennis, with a even an Avanesian, man. Put him in with Avanesian, for God's sake. I mean, even someone like that. I mean, but you know, it's not. It's just, for me, it's just about those big money fights. You know, the ones that are going to make him dough. But yeah, leave your thoughts, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section, bro. I'd love to know your opinion. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.